sorry for the change of scenery, but I'm back in my classroom, so I'm super excited. But this is where I'll do the videos from now on. But for the discussion, I wanted to start with something that I discovered in my own classroom because it explains my position on AI better than anything else. When I first started using AI and working with AI literacy, middle school, I saw a lot of things that teachers were first afraid of. Students wanted AI to do everything, and I mean everything, to pick its clothes, to pick everything, right? But when I learned that experience banning AI, it's not really teaching students how to use AI as a two different approach. My position now is pretty simple. AI is a tool. Use it as a tool. The problem begins when the tool starts replacing the thinking. That experience eventually becomes part of my critical inquiry project for my educational master's, my administration program. But that capstone, my research question was, how can AI literacy in middle school, and especially in middle school history, improve critical thinking, source analysis, and future readiness? What I wanted to know was whether I could actually teach students to use AI in a way that improved historical thinking. What I found during my project, when I integrated AI more, is I wasn't having students ask AI for an answer and then get an answer in. Actually, a lot of activities were designed around not trusting AI. My students started figuring out that AI doesn't know anything, especially if you use it for math. It knows nothing. If you ask it for historical questions and opinions, it could tell you names, dates, anything opinion based, creative based, not great. So my students started realizing AI is not perfect. I had them ask a lot of questions, get an answer, ask a lot of questions, get an answer, and then check it. Right? So that's what I'm saying is AI is going to be used as a tool, a resource, not an end all. So after we worked with AI literacy, students started questioning the response they received. They checked information independently. They asked better questions. Some of them even started correcting AI. That was probably the most important part of the project for me, is students corrected AI and started realizing the usefulness of AI, right? We did start seeing improvement in writing as well. I asked a lot of race questions, and about 92% of my students were starting to see improvements, starting to get an A on their race responses and thinking critically. We don't hand students a primary source and say this is written in the 1860s, so everything must be true. We ask questions. Who wrote this? Why did they write it? What was their perspective? What evidence supports their claims? So as long as the AI is used as a tool, totally cool with it. So what would I allow in a college historical course? If I was teaching an online college historical course, I would allow my students to use AI. In some assignments, I would actually encourage students to use it, but there would be clear boundaries. For example, I'd have no problem with a student using AI to brainstorm possible research questions. I would allow a student to help organize. I use AI to organize myself. I don't see anything different from using an AI planner than using a handwritten planner. If a student is struggling to understand something like a historian, I don't have a problem with them asking AI to explain the concept differently. I also don't have a problem with an AI using AI for grammar or spelling. I could even see myself creating an assignment specially around using AI. Imagine giving students an AI generated explanation of the Tet Offensive and telling them, don't trust it, prove it, right? See, that's where we start flipping the script. Instead of saying, hey, don't trust everything for AI, prove if it's right, prove if it's wrong. Now we're getting them to have creative thinking, cognitive thinking, and getting out, turning the page, right? Did AI get it right? Did they get it wrong? At that point, using historical thinking for a student wouldn't allow it. That would be my boundaries. All the critical thinking needs to be individually based. But yes, at the end of the day, I would use AI as a tool, as a resource. Thank you.